Come round to my office on Monday, call me a liar to my face, and face the consequences, he shouted. How's that, if you're such a big fucking boy? Because you will get thrown through the fucking window. You're not a nice individual. You couldn't give a fuck what trouble you cause. I find it pretty sad that the Sunday Times can't find anything better to put on their front page than BHS. This was the king of the high street, as the public never heard him. Mr. Toad-like in appearance, with a bulging belly and a mischievous grin, Green was a business celebrity, often spotted on the front row of fashion shows between Kate Moss and Anna Wintour. Nut brown from the Monaco sun, his silver hair slicked back into a rat's tail, he relished the role he had carved out for himself as the retail industry's roguish uncle. Bankers from Goldman Sachs and HSBC fell over themselves to offer him money and advice. Simon Cowell and Ronnie Wood attended his parties. He had paid his wife almost £2 billion of offshore dividends from his high street empire and made 2 headline-grabbing hostile takeover attempts for Marks & Spencer. He had been knighted by Tony Blair, despite his family's address in a tax haven, a striking example of New Labour's intensely relaxed attitude to the filthy rich, and been made a special advisor to David Cameron. Green loved to manipulate the media, and the Sunday Times had previously been his favourite newspaper. Just 9 months before that expletive-laden phone call, relations had been good enough for Green to invite me and the business editor to the 10th anniversary party of his Fashion Retail Academy, the not-for-profit venture that earned him his knighthood. The event, held at the Grand Freemasons Hall in Covent Garden, was classic Green. The ornate interior was transformed into a kind of nightclub, with turquoise lights flashing and dance music pounding. The main hall was packed with the crème de la crème of both business and politics. The Topshop boss sat in a prime position, wearing an open-necked shirt, flanked by Mark Bolland, then chief executive of M&S, and Tony Blair. Vernon Kay, the TV presenter, sashayed on stage with a mock catwalk strut to present the evening's entertainment. Blair gave the first speech, recalling how civil servants had warned him that larger-than-life businessmen could be quite direct in a briefing before Green visited Number 10 to discuss his idea for the academy, which indeed he was. Philip never graduated from the School of Diplomacy. He graduated from the School of Life, the former Prime Minister said. He recounted how he had asked Green, "What do you want me to do?" And Green had quipped, "You're a politician. I don't expect you to do anything." Blair praised him as the person who thought up the dream and dreamt the dream into reality. Green was uncharacteristically modest when he took to the podium, his market trader's voice somehow softer at the edges. 10 years seemed to have gone by in a flash, he said, fiddling with his reading glasses. I don't want to spend the next year thanking all the people who have been involved in making this happen, but it's taken more than just me. Paloma Faith closed the party with an acoustic performance of the pop drum and bass hit Changing. It was unintentionally apt. That evening in 2015 was the end of an era, the last time Green would be able to attract grand guests and lord it over the retail industry. Beneath the event's glitzy surface, insiders were already murmuring about the dubious deal he had done on BHS. Those who looked closely saw he was unshaven and had dark rings under his eyes. He seemed tired and shifty when he gave an interview to the editor of a trade magazine at the end of the night. The journalist suggested that Green had originally contacted Blair to ask for his support for the academy. No, he called me, Green snapped, his eyes flicking to the camera. On the 24th of April 2016, despite his denials, the Sunday Times broke the news that changed everything. The article, headlined "BHS on the Brink as Rescue Talks Fail," exposed a behind-the-scenes power struggle between Green and Chappelle. It said the row was likely to tip BHS into administration the next morning, putting 11,000 jobs at risk, and it noted that Green and his partners had taken out more than £400 million of dividends before the enormous pension deficit emerged. As the BBC picked up the report on Sunday morning, Green called the Sunday Times' business editor, Dominic O'Connell, to complain. He ranted about how unfair the coverage had been. Exasperated after a year of heavy-handed lobbying from